So this pastor in Ohio has 18 charges against him right now for allowing the homeless to sleep in his church. This is happening right now in Ohio. I was watching something on TikTok. This popped up. This is crazy. This is the reason why when people say the churches need to be separate from the government, and you hear people say, no, I don't think that's safe. I don't think that's smart. It's not. And this is the reason why, is because when we separate the churches from the government, now the government can put sanctions on the churches and we cannot fight them. We have no say and no right into certain laws that they put in place. Okay. And it makes it harder for us to do our job. And you're about to see what I'm talking about in this video. Okay. This pastor right here, you can tell right off the back that he is a man of God. He loves people. He loves to do the will of God. And he is hurt, truly hurt by the fact that he can't even let homeless people sleep in his church overnight because they have nowhere else to go. It gets cold in Ohio. Okay, it was around 7 degrees today. Really cold. And these people probably didn't have anywhere else to go. Okay, they probably got kicked out of shelters. Too much, the capacity is overwhelmed. And so he's letting them stay at his church. And this is the thanks he get. Look, man, we have to start pressing our way back into the government, or this is going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. They're going to continue to throw sanctions on us and continue to make things harder for us to do the will of God. Let's watch this video. I want you guys to see exactly what I'm talking about. Let's hop into the video.
Pastor in the city of Bryan was arraigned this morning for housing the homeless in his church. Pastor Chris Avell, he pleaded not guilty on 18 counts. Those charges included zoning violations for running a church that sheltered the homeless. The law states residential use in first-floor buildings in a business district is banned. The pastor tells WTOL 11 he was just doing his God-given duty.
This is what the Word of God teaches, is to take care of the widow and orphan. And we have widows in our church, and we've had people who, they may not be kids under the law, but they're orphans. And this is how I worship my God, and I just want to be able to worship my God.
The pastor is expected back in court within the next...
Look at the look. Pay attention to the look and the concern on his face. He said these people may not be orphans in the eyes of the law, but they are orphans, meaning they have nowhere to go. They have no home. They probably don't have a lot of family, not a lot of money, not a lot of possessions, nothing. Something happened in their life, and they are going through a tough, tragic time. And he feels that he's doing the will of God. He is doing the will of God. He don't feel it. He's doing the will of God by allowing these people to freely stay with. He's probably feeding them as well. If they're staying there, I can almost guarantee he's feeding them. And people have stepped in. Probably people walking by don't even go to church and seeing what he's done and what he's doing in the community. And these demons hate it. They hate it. They hate it. And they tell the local authorities to get involved. This is how things go. This is why we have to step into the government. This is why we have to have influential leaders in the government that are men of God, real men of God, not just, oh, I'm a Christian. Oh, no, real men that read the Bible, that follow God, that love the Lord, that have the fear of the Lord in them, real men. This is why we need them. Let's watch this again. Listen to the concern in this man's voice. This is sickening, man. We can't even take care of the homeless. You can't even give them money without the police kicking them off the block. But God tells us to bless the poor. He tells us to love them. Don't treat them any different than you would treat a man with a nice suit on. Let's watch this one more time.
Pastor in the city of Bryan was arraigned this morning for housing the homeless in his church. Pastor Chris Avell, he pleaded not guilty on 18 counts. Those charges included zoning violations for running a church that sheltered the homeless. The law states residential use in first-floor buildings in a business district is banned. The pastor tells WTOL 11 he was just doing his God-given duty.
Wow.
This is what the Word of God teaches, is to take care of the widow and orphan. And we have widows in our church, and we've had people who, they may not be kids under the law, but they're orphans. And this is how I worship my God. And I just want to be able to worship my God.
You want to know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Jesus Christ performing a miracle on the Sabbath. So he's doing his will. He's doing what he wants to do, what he needs to do, what he prefers to do. And you got Pharisees watching him. They don't really have the Spirit of God in them. And they say that they follow God, but they truly don't know God. They just know tradition and religion, okay? And these guys get mad at Jesus and try to report him and say, you're working on the Sabbath. No one's supposed to work. And Jesus says, if you have a donkey stuck, are you not going to get him out because it's the Sabbath? It may have been a donkey or a lamb, I'm not sure. But you guys get the point, okay? We are to do goodwill to the poor and to everybody. The basis of what they said he didn't follow was he had a one-story building and he had people sleeping in there. I don't know if that's his church or not, but it was. They said it was a one-story building. They can't sleep on the first floor or a one-story building or something like that. That sounds pathetic, petty, sounds foolish to me, that we're going to make people sleep outside because of this stupid code. Okay, that sounds very foolish. Look, man, we have to start being more aggressive about how we choose to do the will of God. We got to just force our way in. Skip what they say. Skip what they say. They say we can't do it. Well, look, God's authority is higher than your authority. I'm sorry to tell you that. And pray for this pastor, okay? I'm going to try to see if I can find any information on him. Pray for him that nothing happens to him, nothing happens to his church. And let's continue to follow in the ways of this pastor. Let's love more people, okay? Let's do more for people. Let's do more for the poor. Let's continue to do the will of God like this man is doing. Okay, let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button, okay? And hit the post notification bell so you do not miss another video, okay? And for everybody, hit that like button so YouTube can push this out to more people, okay? I'm going to catch y'all on the next video. My name is Aaron Page. Until next time, I'm out.